holy, 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 holy. Hotness and holy effed up. And holy, is this really holy effing shit happening? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yes. Attention, men. Men, boys, and all y'all. Fellas. Really. Yes. The things you have heard are true. And those of us who've known this for years, I'm 25 years in to knowing this stuff about the creepy weirdos in the background killing and eating babies, and have said it for many years, blah blah blah. I'm not going to repeat all the things that out there. I'm going to tell you flash forward what to do now and what to know and what to be prepared for and what you personally do. And honestly, from the credentials, as far as especially my time and experience, I'm going to just cut to the chase. Really get down with your own spiritual life, your own meditations, your feet on the ground. You're so smart to have your land away from everything already, those of you smarty pantses. If you don't have that, start literally growing food in your house, in your apartment. Like, think about that. Think about everything you can do to remove yourself from the system that is run by creepy worms. Listen. I know I talk crazy, but now you've seen crazy. So I'm always going to tell you everything as fast as I can, and so that you can go faster and have more fun and have more effing time too, and like more frequency of faith even in the effing sheets. Okay? In a ferocious way with a lot of F words. This is why I have life with all the F words, because it puts the F back into your life, because life without the F is just a lie. And as you can see, everything is a lie. And once you unpeel things, you see, oh, effing holy hell. Everything is a lie. So here's my urgent call to you is literally get back to your fucking balls and your dick and your own self and your spine and your neck and your attention to source and your own spiritual calling. And whether the fuck are you an MCPT, whatever the hell, have you already sold your soul over there? If that's the case, if you've bought into everything, I mean, honestly, I would just get my parasite kit and check some boxes, because I'd get you on dandelion tea, honestly. I know it sounds weird, but it's right in your face. So think like all the godly gifts that they say that we have, like God provides, it literally is in our backyard. It's things like dandelion, really. And then I work with comfrey you can grow. Please grow it. If you have land, please stick some comfrey. You can get in the roots on Etsy. I will provide resources. And also at my sacred circuses, it's also a way to get plants. And not just those kind of plants. And I know a lot of y'all know how to grow those plants. And a lot of y'all have like planting. You've got the whole house growing with your stuff. I've seen you. I know you. So put this in your head. If you already know how to do that and what you're doing with that, level it up with things that you can use as medicine, that you truly remove yourself from the system of worms. Oh, shall we get there? Okay, let's go. So at the core of all of it, when you see like, oh, satanic, all the things, blah, 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 all the creepy weirdo stuff they're doing, cut to the chase. We can go there. I wrote a sci-fi movie. Honestly, we can go all through the details, but just cut to the chase. It's connected to parasites in your butt and your gut and your skin and your brain. And here's the next one. Energetically, shut the F up. When they say like demons and stuff, that's what they're talking about. And they say like, it's all in, you are what you eat. Think like that is all true. And you've been poisoned and programmed your whole life. And all the stuff that through the system that was given to you and then put in you and whatever is actually set up to continue the control of you. Weird. What? No. Yes. I didn't believe it myself until I started doing my own cleanses and calling it out of my body on all levels and doing it, like doing the cleanses and the enema and the whole thing, like my God. And I have comedy about it. Like literally, let's talk anal. I made an oil about it. I'd like to get this garlic clove up me. Can you help me? That's a new way to flirt. Oh my God. I feel like I've done it all. And I'm welcome. I'm like, let's try it all. I'm into anything that slays this stuff. Because on the other side is a clarity that you're like, wait. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you see that, wait, okay. You have been programmed, and I'm telling you right now, part of the programming of these creepy weirdos is to demasculate or whatever the word is, the masculine has been literally targeted to make the men betas less, they're even growing boobies and having pregnant bellies. Look at it. And flat little butts. I mean, look at it. Little fat baby bodies. Look around. And that is intentional. Think about, like, it's next level. Think about it. Pretend it's a sci-fi movie if you have to. Or you can be like, wait, what is all the creepy weird? Like, what is all this creepy weird nastiness that they're doing? First of all, it really is nasty. And I can give you a quick little, like, what the hell are you seeing? And not to get you even more angry, but you should be angry. But I'm telling you to, instead of just going around and like, oh my God, crying or holding yourself like what to do, I'm telling you right now, get connected with your own spiritual life, with your own, like get barefoot, follow the things, go scroll on your scrolly, stop looking at women's asses and whatever, and go look for men who are doing parasite cleanses or men who have gotten out of the matrix. Like communities where you have your, meat, milk, and men. And also, I'm off the milk now because I've realized it kills parasites. I mean, it feeds parasites. So I'm like, it gives them like little blankets and shit. I'm like, oh my God. And when you start slaying this stuff and in your body, mind, and spirit, you will see that it's connected. And it's connected on a deep, like, spiritual war level. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And it's like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's why I have the Sacred Circus, so we meet in person. And it's like next level training, release, and connection with each other. And purging. And in a safe zone, it's like, the whole place is like vibing out frequency. Which brings me back to life with all the F words. F words of the day is frequency. And I'm only telling the fellas this because the frequency has been intentionally fucked with so that your masculine is fucked with. So when you're sitting there, tired, lazy, you've got a bloated belly, you've got the farts, you've got the whatever addictions, you've got the burps, you've got the anxiety, you've got the I don't cares, you got the you're just stuck in blah. You're stuck in repeat girlfriend situation issues. You're stuck in like your mama drama trauma. You're stuck in like living up to your dad or trying to get out from under it. Like it's a little trauma loops. And I'm here to tell you all that stuff, all of it is traced back to worms. No. Nuh-uh. Yeah. Yes. And it's like the synagogue of Satan, honestly, is like a next level matrix. That the matrix is that's like, think of like, it's an Excel spreadsheet and all the little lines are creepy, weirdo little worm colonies and different types. Like there's all kinds of different types. But here's the different thing, which is also connected to when you start watching all this media, which I highly recommend you do not. Because you got to think media is only giving you the media for a reason. Like everything is controlled from that world because it is part of the, honestly, parasitic matrix, really. And so they're controlling your programming, your brain, whatever, because they cannot physically be here. They have to be in the body via these little worms and controlling you via all the little stuff they put in your body, and then they control the outside. And here's how you literally burst it out like it's gone. Like it's gone. It's gone. And I should do a whole workshop on this, is the frequency of faith and not the dogma faith. I'm talking like, hi, I love God. I love thee self. You have that when we have that best, like, holy Lord heaven, I levitated orgasm together. When you're like, holy moly, tantric style, that level of like, I just went to another place. That feeling eradicates them around the two of you and also in your body. It gives like it's on a vibratory level, on a frequency level. It's like, shoo, it like eradicates them. So I encourage that. I definitely encourage that. Go like learn about that. Go do that in your life. Use my oil. It helps. And the key is frequency. And I have been all around the world. Not to, brag or anything, but it's just like I'm interested in even my own self, and it's like, why was I put through all those experiences? I'm like, I've seen it. I've been all around the world in all different kinds of situations, and I'm telling you, the highest frequency that I personally have ever felt is the frequency of a black woman, a big black woman who loves Jesus at the front of the church, where you can't, that feeling, that like, oh, hell no, like that. Like, that's the pool of energy of which birthed Elvis. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like the, like total freedom. And that is what I want to embody, honestly. That is my spirit animal. Not to say spirit like animal. I don't mean it like that. But it's like a mentor. It's like my spirit mentor is a black woman who loves Jesus. And now I've learned the deeper lies are even Jesus. And the J was introduced in the 1500s, back far, far, far back, where these little creepy weirdo parasite thing, worms with ugly faces, came in. This would have been, they're old. You got to remember, they're old. So this was, you got to see it would have been strategic, and they have infiltrated. Like little weasel worms. And they got into bodies and lineages. They like that. They like it. It's like a little ugly worm club. And have you seen that satanic lady? The lady who runs all the shit in Hollywood? She's ugly too. She looks like a worm. It's like she's an actual fat little worm with an ugly face. And I'm not playing. I am not. I'm like, The black woman who loves Jesus, who came out inside of me, has been born. And I'm here to tell the fellas, they have fucked with you, and they fucked with the fellas energetically, and in your brain, and in your body, and in your gut, and in your vibratory everything. The media you're watching, the food you're consuming at the mini mart that doesn't have any quality whatsoever in it, has stuff intentionally put in there. This was my sci-fi for real. This was my science fair project when I was 12 years old. I literally dissected the grocery store and showed you that the grocery store is systematically leading you to the doctor to be on pharma for the rest of your life. Here's my little presentation to show it. I was so cute. I was like a Wednesday Addams meets olive oil, telling you the truth way back then. In my combat boots and my lanky self. And I'm still my lanky self in my combat boots and still showing a presentation. And now I'm like, I know more. Now, back then, I knew so blatantly how the processed food has been taken over, and then it leads you to the doctor. Then you're on meds for the rest of your life, and then when you're an old person, you're in one of these homes eating the shittiest food you ever had, which is the same shitty food they feed to the kids, and then you're on 25 meds, and that was all strategic, yeah, because they're also taking the energy and also all the money. It's not even about the money. The money is, yes, they take the tons of money, but it's more, the deeper story is it's the energy. And the energy and the brainwashing and the numbing down of the collective. Really. This is old, and think this is like the fall of the Roman Empire. This is what they're doing. And now we're in the wild, we're in the wild seat of the roller coaster of time. What a time to live. So I'm here on a mountaintop telling you I'm going to be funny and foxy and ferocious and lots of F words to bring the total F you to this shit. And the way to do it is frequency. I am not even lying to you. That is the number one thing. And how to get the frequency in your fucking back is to actually stop the processed food. Stop. Stop. Book me. I will can for you. Really. You go hunting. I love you. You bring me some meat. I will can the most amazing food. I'm an excellent cook. I love it. I love cooking for people. I love it. And now I love my oil. People love it on their body, and it's so amazing. I'll tell you how to use that in your life to elevate your frequency too. But for sure, like get a bottle and put it on you like you're being made out with. And think about that. I'll do a meditation. You can oil yourself up and like elevate your masculinity by like rubbing yourself that way if you want. But also I'm talking about literally your lymph nodes and stuff, and your tenderly on the back of your neck, and there's many things you can do to calm your own nervous system. And then when you use my stuff, then you're going to elevate it more. And now if you'll listen to me, stop the processed food. The processed food is intentionally going to send you to the pharma route. So if you're on if you're sucking down Tums, if you're eating the anti-acid things, all those over-the-counter things because you can't do whatever, like or you have some kind of chronic thing, I'm telling you, you got to back up and really look at what you're eating, what you're putting in your mouth, for sure, what you're consuming, how you're spending your time, and what you're putting in your mouth, and what's coming out of your mouth. I'll always, like I said, tell you my escape routes to help you go faster and have more fun than I did, and let's ramp up your effing time. And by the way, speaking of your effing time, in your the effing time in the Foxy lane, I urge you, unless you like meet such a huge bar, like the bar with me personally is extremely high, and I do not waste time. So I love you. I love helping you. That's why I'm turning this on again, just like I'm turning you on again. I understand. I love it. I love myself too, and I had an awakening too of my hotness. But my time, my personal, like we're gonna bone is probably not gonna happen. Like my bar is really high, but it might happen. You never know. Like if you meet these qualities, like this is the story that you pick your chapter. What's those things, like your next story? Like you pick the next phase. That's funny. So, but my focus is the F word. Is you're elevating your frequency and not wasting time, because the wasting time is part of the fuckery. Do you hear me? They're fucking with you intentionally to keep you away from your masculine, because when you're in your masculine, you totally see the creepy worms from like ages away. You're like, oh, and then you like just firebomb them or whatever, or you just put down your salts or whatever you do. Like we can talk about how you kill all the worms in your body. You get my parasite kit, or go research it. Go scroll for men doing parasite kit cleanses. There's tons. But the number one is to have it in your head first. That it's not just a high colonic or something. It goes deeper. It literally goes deeper. And as you've seen, like if you've seen anything, or if you've awakened at all, there's a darker story. And they are creepy weirdos doing the worst things. I will tell you about panda eyes. Do you know about panda eyes? And then the person y'all thought was the president walks out with a panda. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was when I was like, oh, y'all, I'm out of this madness. I ain't playing in this. And the way to not play in it is to stop playing in it. And so the way to stop playing in it is to be prepared to not play in it anymore. You feel me? So get around your communities, like get into your masculine, and get ready to like be thy greatest self. And if the gates open and the waters flow from the skies, like, I mean, here's my note to you, my flash forward. When you go to the other side, do not go to the light. The first, it's like a snake oil salesman. The first little phase is going to try to get you back into the little parasitic web loop. And how you get out of that is you cancel all the contracts. Your contracts are canceled to this shit. Just like your contracts are canceled to the fucking buying into the shit. Like cancel your subscriptions. Don't buy to Netflix and chill. What the fuck? When you're sitting around looking at a big black box, I'm telling you right now, it is sucking the energy out of you. And look at your life. Look at if you're consuming the alcohol still. I love you. I love like great beer and the diesel truck down by the river. I'm like, bring me there right now. With that man, I'd hang up on you right now. I get it. I understand the love of it. But when I tell you that it feeds these little motherfuckers, that's next level. That's like, wait, what? Their favorite food is alcohol. And if you look back in history and start going down, which you either can, like, just snap out of it right now, or go down and, like, research, and go find, like, spirits and, like, all the names for things. It literally is pulling you into the dark side. Just like all the crazy, weird crap they do online, and all the pictures and all the performances that they have in people's faith in brains, like all the Olympics and all that shit that they do. It's ritual, weird crap. Don't take it into your psyche. Be like a Quaker. The Quakers are like, don't even watch horror movies. Like, so don't have that energy in your psyche. And the way to clear it out and be like, stop. Not only get the black boxes out of your house. It was so liberating. I got rid of mine ages ago. It was great. I love it. I still got some in the garage to sell to people that want it. Or let's just do something different with it. Don't let them get a hold of your frequency. So unplug your frequency from being frequently fucked with from all the different angles from what you're eating. Listen. That was my fucking sci-fi project, science fair project when I was 12 years old. That's why when I saw the COVID stuff happen, I was like, oh God, this is my sci-fi, this is my science fair project alive. Like, we're in it. We're inside my science fair project when I was 12. And in my science fair project when I was 12, I showed you this whole presentation of how to end you up in pharma. But then the deeper part, the presentation was the people that are doing the poisoning of the with you on the pharma for the rest of your life are the same people who put the stuff in the food. What? Yeah, it's the same people. And then, oh, look at here. The people that are in the, like, we're going to approve it, like the FDA and all the certifications, the articles of, we've done our research, that group is the same people. And then I got older, and when I was in my Saturn return, I love you all who are in your Saturn returns. Ask me anything. This is my ask me anything. Right now it's like, I got asked, what the fuck do we do as men? This is what you do. You raise your frequency, you take your shoes off, you get into the sun, you wake the fuck up, you you shut the fuck up. The women are way, way, way worse. Trust me, I lecture them all the time on this. But for you too, it applies to the shit talking. Like, so don't ever shit talk yourself again in your head. I'm so guilty of that. And that was a big aha moment. Like the shit talk you say, like the whole, oh, you failed, or fuck that, or I'm worthless, whatever. You beat yourself up in your head. Stop. Like, I love you. Stop. Like, stop. I will have meditations you can listen to, or whatever. I'll send you a GIF, a funny animated GIF every hour if you want me to. I love you. Like, stop saying shit to yourself in your head. Because that's actually that's my Achilles heel. That's what I was doing. And I thought that was like me being a soldier, warrior, like I can handle it feeling vibe. And that is not the case. That's lowering your frequency. Comes with, like, if we choose one F word, that you can only have one, it would be frequency. So how do you level it up? First of all, you open your fucking eyes to the truth and you see it. And then instead of like falling apart, there's a frequency, an F word, is to elevate your frequency. And then with that comes, you have to fall apart. You got to go cry. I mean, if you need to, I really encourage it. Most of you really need to. That's why you love me, because I've never held so many freaking men. I love you. Not this F word. But that are crying and freaking out and having a whole breakdown. I mean, I've seen it so many times. So there's no judgment here. I encourage you to go do that. Do it safely with the ladies you love too. They'll totally fall in love with you. So beware. Like, don't just do that with anybody that's unkind. If you cry with them and they're going to fall in love with you, and then you're like, oh shit. So careful out there who you show your like biggest, deepest parts to. That's also, by the way, what I have at my Sacred Circus. So our Sacred Circus, thesacredcircus.com, is my events in person. And you have to agree when you come in. It is an experience. You don't just like, although there is a ticket to just wander around and actually just take it on all in on your own, or you could be on a guided tour, or you could come with me and follow me like little ducks and have like a whole experience. It is intentionally set up for you to cry, to purge, to let go of that thing you haven't let go of. But in doing that, you're never like called out or anything. It's in order to do that, like you need to do it to make the art better. So I totally trick you along the way in the most fun ways. I mean, and then you're like, I love you. And I'm like, I love you too. And you can buy a t-shirt that says, I love Angela Shelton. The fellas that are buying those shirts have women who got the oil, and now they've awakened sexually, and now the sex lives are improving like dramatically. And now the men are getting I love Angela Shelton shirts, and I just love it so much. It's just so perfect. Because that came from, and here's another parasitic loop, that came from my own horrible like loop of self-hatred and self-mutilation and suicidal thoughts. And during my worst self-abuse and self-hatred, that logo, I love Angela Shelton, was given to me by this lady, Alexia, and she has one of those super long last names, got a lower I. And back in the day when my own self-abuse was at the height and I saw it on stage, I was like, oh shit. Like as I was talking to another self-mutilator, which I was never like a cutter, but I would smack the fuck out of myself. I would like scratch myself. I just like have a fucking lunatic freak out. And that is also parasitic, by the way. And it's also a trauma loop. And it's like, wait, what? And then you see it's like you're doing to yourself or what was done to you again on repeat. And it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. And then you snap out of it. And then I snapped out of it on stage, and it was like and then you make an agreement with people to not do it again. That's why communities work. That's why you hold each other accountable. Just be there for although that word, being held accountable, sure did get yelled at me a lot. That's a whole other podcast. This one is, what the fuck do we do? What the fuck do you do is raise your frequency, understand that it truly, really, really is fucked up. It gets fucked up on the next level. But I'm telling you right now, the frequency of faith, like I said, the biggest faith I had, the biggest frequency I personally have seen ever and have traveled the world is a big black woman who loves Jesus. So if you had a big black woman who loves Jesus in the room right now, woo! Like I ain't even playing with you. You feel me? Like what would she do with worm little lady, little fat, little ugly worm Satan lady? Worm. Ew. No. It'd be like, you call it out. Call it out of your life. Like Jesus did. Like that's why Jesus could just, get out. Got the demons out. Like I call you out in the name of God. You're out. Like you are out in my life. So I say to you, what the fuck do? Is you call out the bullshit in your life, which means you don't shop, you don't buy the stuff. That's what it means. And it means like, oh shit, that you realize how deep and far they're in. They have their tentacles in, and you see it's the whole thing. And then you see like, oh, that's why they've been feeding us zombie movies, because there will come a time when you wake up and you unplug and you're like, I'm not playing this game anymore. And then there's your zombie movie. There's your blackout, that. And there may not be. Maybe the frequency like raises so high that you storm the gates and take the walls over. I encourage that. That's like, I say redneck revolution all day long. Like I'll honestly, I will teach the women how to give better blowjobs, and I provide, like, I don't want to be in a line or something. I'll pick one. Or maybe a team. Oh my God, that's funny. I finally get my one dream. I've tried everything. I literally, like, that's why you can ask me anything. I've been all over the world, and I've tried everything except that one thing. Which I'd be like, I'd still do that. Just Just like that one dude. I'm like, oh yeah, he always has VIP. Oops, sorry. Lord. But that is frequency. So it's like, where is your frequency level raised up? And then do a frequency check in your life. Like, that's what you do fucking right now, is you do a frequency check in your own life and where you're feeding it, where you're feeding the system, and where you can cut that off. And then how you have to prepare, like, your food, your frequency, and your friends. Really. Friends, family, farm. Like, there's a reason people, I mean, here we are. It's wild. And I'm saying, here you are, and it's creepy worms. It's creepy, ugly worms that, by the way, are ruled by queens. So if you think about, it's not the patriarchy. It's actually ugly ass, wormy queen worms. Little alien worm. Were you fucking kidding me? Like, can we all just inject a black woman who loves Jesus in us now? I'm like, come on, like, no. Just no. I call it out. I just call it out. May all the men stand up and start having the best times of your life. Like, step up and be a fucking man. And just the energy of that frequency. And you start fucking like a man too. If you have a woman in your life, like, get your ass in the air. Like, no more sideways sex. Like, seriously. Like, level up your fucking. Because when you fuck, like, for hours and hours and hours, and, like, you have your tantric, like, y'all set a time. I say Friday. For years, God love that time, I had Friday nights into, if we got lucky, it'd be into Saturday morning and Saturday night again, and then, Sunday morning again. That's great. That's the ideal right there. And then, they have the rest of the week to go hustle and, like, I don't even want to take that. I want to take the words back. To go be free, honestly. To go be free and then actually, like, live your life and joyfully. I mean, honestly. Well, you said it. So, it's time to wrap it up. That was like, I have a lot to do, and as you do too. But I'm going to tell you to don't let the fuckery fuck with your frequency. So do a frequency check. This is my Frequency Fridays Life with all the F words, just for the fellas podcast. and you are such a good boy is true. So I don't know if I have to change the title, but I don't want it to be sexual in nature, because, listen, that is also a parasitic loop, is the porn. It's a parasitic loop. I'm not saying erotica is bad, because, I mean, y'all, like, get as sexy as you possibly can and have, like, the deepest, darkest, like, not dark, shush, the deepest, well, incorporate your shadow side, how about that? And have long kisses. Y'all need to start kissing and, like, have a better, be healthy on both sides and help each other slay parasites. There you go. Like, you're welcome. And then that energy, because this is a spiritual war against ugly worms, I mean, it's not even, like, good. It's like the ugly villain. Yuck. Can't you just, do a little fire or something? I mean, they've been doing it. Have you noticed? Like, it's all disgusting. And then when you start diving down in the tunnels, it gets worse. And it gets worse because when you start looking at the truth, it messes with your head, or it can mess with your head. I've already been down that rabbit hole where you get depressed about it and, like, can't move. I've already been down that road. And I see that now is also a trap to keep you stuck, because then you're not doing anything. Because what to actually fucking do is really easy and really actually simple. It's laughter, joy, and love, which is Jesus love. Like love, like God love. But not the J, because the J was started in the 1500s to fuck with our frequency. Yes. When you start going down and looking at it, it's like, wow. And then you see, like, they took away the bells, because the bells, the frequency of a bell, which is why I'm going to start putting bells in my boxes. And I love that you're getting my Hot Mom box to your door. I love it. I'll send you extra notes when I see it's you fellas. By the way, I love you. So I'm here to help you raise your frequency and kill these motherfuckers by not, like, storming the streets with guns. It's not a matter of that. It's not like that. It's quite literally a spiritual war, and it's inside you. You are this next coming. You. So think about that. You're like, what? Yeah, how can you slay them in your body and your behavior? And if you have already been victims of them and then taken, like you've done all the things, start getting my box. I'll send you some teas to take and some tinctures, and I'll shop for you, essentially is what I'm doing, because so you don't have to think about it, and give you like a little instruction, because then you can start pulling it out of your body. Like start thinking binders. Think kill and bind. So you get them out of your body, get them out of your thoughts too, because it's all connected. And here's the one that's really effed up. This is my effed up Friday. They communicate with each other. What? That's what changed what my whole perception, because I'd heard that. I heard the worms and the things, and I had done the high colonic, and I've seen this egg sacs, it's like don't eat sushi kind of thing. And then it's like, wait, what? When you find the spiritual war and hope, click here if you want to go down this is only a sci-fi movie. Forget this. This is just a sci-fi movie I wrote. Week. Click here. But really, if you want to talk about the truth, it is like what? It's a parasitic loop? Are you kidding me right now? Nuh-uh. No. When you dive deep in it and you start killing them yourself, you'll see. And then you'll have this like awakening, like what? So there's ways to pull it out of your body, like a binder, and kill her in a binder, kill her in a binder. Because think about like you like in a war, like you like kill them, and then you got to get rid of their bodies. So the binder is kind of like the mudslide that they've done. I mean, they've been messing with the weather and all this stuff for, this is a long time. This is all strategic and gross and weird. And it's like we are inside a sci-fi movie. And we're inside my science fair project when I was 12. I just didn't know until now that take my science fair project when I was 12 and then layer it with when I traveled around the country with my documentary, I learned about the family court and how dirty that is. That's total human trafficking. 100%. It's like, that's a horror movie right there. Lift the roofs off of all family courts across the country, and there's your horror movie. Do an Excel spreadsheet of the whole thing, and there it is. There's your horror movie. And then it goes deeper, and then it goes deeper than that, and then it goes deeper. And then your homegirl here, that I love you too, finds out about the parasites. And then I made the connection of like, wait, what? Are you telling me that all this like creepy weird stuff is connected to creepy worms with ugly faces? Shut your face. What? Well, let's just go with the end story. What's at the end? What's at the very end? It's laughter, joy, and love. God love, Jesus love, Yeshua love, which is frequency, like the frequency of faith, which goes back to the black woman who loves Jesus. Like, go get them in your life. If you find them, go find friend, befriend. And then you'll see in my sci-fi movie, in my science fair project when I was 12, I showed that the number one target of all of this, they're targeting us, right? They're targeting people to be sick and have chronic pain and then keep going to the doctors so that they can keep putting the stuff in their bodies. The number one target is a pregnant woman. The number one target there is a black pregnant woman. Now, why? Why would I be like, that's interesting? Like, so I've seen personally the number one weapon is a black woman who loves Jesus. And the number one target of them is a pregnant black woman. Interesting. There's something here, I think. There's something here. And I am walking around naked in my studio. And I just had an awesome bath in magnesium salts. And I also take baths in bentonite clay. And now you could use borax and baking soda to pull stuff out of your body. And then put my oil all over your body. And then I'm going to do some meditations for men. Not today, but I might. But this is my Fridays that are life with all the F words. This is my only for the fellas. Okay. So I don't want to go down this. I understand you're like, it's sexy time, but I want to be like for real sexy time with you to answer any of your questions to level up your life and your effing and your frequency. So ask me anything. I love you. And level up your frequency and then go make some friends. And then, gather your fuel. All of the above. And have more fun. Because listen, laughter, joy, and Jesus, right? It's laughter, joy, and love. So how can you do that in your life? And then we collect and think about like what you do against the whole thing. But really, you eradicate the whole thing by elevating your frequency. Truly. Like that's like the boop, like That's the cliff notes at the end. I'm the one that'll like, sneak in and like get you out. I'm the one that's there with the happy stick when you get out. I love you. So I'm gonna tell you the cliff notes, the escape route, the key. I left the key for you. It's elevate your frequency and stop letting them feed on you because you're hot and I love you and you're sexy. And don't just give that perfect dick away. Like literally think about it and think about like what you're putting in your mouth, how you're spending your time. And also what's coming out of your mouth. Like the shut the fuck up. Sacred frequency, truth, united. I love you. And you are such a good boy. You really are. You're such a good boy. This is Foxy for the fellas. Holyhotmom.com and come see me in person at thesacredcircus.com. But you have to, pass tests.